How's it going, YouTube? Liam from Leeds Australia here, and welcome to Let's Play My Time at Portia, or Portia. A lot of people are sort of asking, like, what's the correct pronunciation for the game? Is it Portia or Portia? At the start, I sort of thought it was pronounced as Portia, but by the looks of the title, I think it was one of the members of the crew that sort of stated, well, I sort of pronounce it as Portia, and looking at the actual wording of it, it does sort of make sense to name it as Portia. Yeah, but Portia, it really depends on how you prefer to pronounce it better. Forgive me if I do pronounce it wrong to some people, but I did start it out as pronounce it as Portia, so I may continue calling it Portia, and I might switch it to Portia. I honestly don't know, but you get the gist of what I'm talking about anyway. So, this game I have played a fair bit on the PC version. I'm playing on the Switch version, just to point that out. But I played a lot of this on the PC version because this was actually pointed out by Ari. And when I sort of looked into it, I just thought, this is a bit of an interesting game, because the best way to sort of explain it is that it kind of feels a little bit like Stardew Valley in a way, but it has its own elements. And of course, it's a 3D sort of 3D world, and I mean, just by looking at not only just the Switch version but the PC version, of course the PC version is better. Like, this game still looks beautiful. Like My Time at Portia is definitely a beautiful looking game. Now, like I said before, I'm playing the Switch version. I did try to record My Time at Portia a while back when I was trying to record it on the PC version. I think this was before the Switch version came out. But unfortunately, OBS was not recording it properly. Like, I was getting a few, like, frame skips here and there at certain pieces. It's just that OBS just did not like Portia because of how... the game's not graphic intensive, I will say that, but it's definitely one of those kind of games that... it does need a fair bit of time to sort of render a few things in. So, unfortunately, I couldn't play the PC version of this, but I will play the Switch version from the time being. But in some cases, it doesn't matter. Like, it still looks like a good game. The only downside is that the PC version has some dialogue that has voice artists. Like, there are voice actors in the PC version. Unfortunately, the console versions hasn't got voice acting yet. I heard that they're probably thinking of bringing that in at some point in the future, but honestly, who knows at this point in time. But so let me give you a quick rundown of the story behind this game. So the story is that you, the player, and you can choose between if you want to be a female or a male character, but the idea is that you have inherited this workshop here. So this was your father's workshop. You have been inherited his workshop, and your idea is to build and construct up different requests that the people of the town will ask for, and you can get commissions to build these constructions and then send it to them, as it will give you money, it will give you some XP, and of course it will give you reputation for the town as well as for the actual character who commissioned the request in the first place. And there are many unique characters throughout this entire game, and there's just so many little itty-bitty bits and pieces here and there, which I just absolutely love. He's running! I think that was Gust. I believe that's how you pronounce his name, but bye! Okay, so I completely forgotten what the heck I was meant to do, actually. Let's have a look at my... Let's have a look at the list of what I need to do. Okay, so I need to make the bridge for the... So I need to make a bridge to Amber Island. The one that I have is to create 3 copper blades. And I need to take something to the archaeologist of the town, which I will go check out a little bit later. And all the quest logs and all the things that you have that you want to appear in your list, of course, as you can see, is on the right corner of the screen. So that's very handy to have, especially if you want to focus on commissions, because certain commissions actually have a time limit. So you want to try and build as much of your equipment as you can before before the time runs out, because otherwise you just won't get the rewards and the benefits, which is something you do not want to do. What the heck do I need? So I need 3 copper bars, which I think I just got 1. 3 copper bars and 2 old parts, which I think I need to go down to the mines to get, I think. Let's have a look at my inventory. No, I've got some old parts here. Okay, so I want to talk a bit about my character for a second. So you can customize your character. You have different sort of, I guess, presets is one way of putting it. You have different facial expressions. You can, of course, change them with sliders and whatnot. But the character I have on the PC version is not the same I have here on the Switch version. This one is a little bit different because I couldn't remember, like, the actual... I couldn't remember what the actual settings I had for the from the PC version, so I had to go with what I've got here. And really, I'm not too fussed with perfection in characters, but I did give him a bit of big lips by the looks of it. So right here we have our house. Now, it doesn't look too particularly good, although I will admit, this is what it looks like at the very start anyway, so you do have to have some time when you get to a point in the game. You can fix it up in the inside a little bit, but this is what you start off with for now. And I thought I had a chest in here, but I guess I do not. So I might have to go back down into the mines and actually grab some more copper ore if I want to finish the grinder, which is what I'm currently working on. So here is one of the mine entrances where you can go to. There are 2 mine entrances, especially here in town. There are multiple mine entrances and locations to visit. Alright, so we are now inside the mine. Now, when you go inside the mine, you're given a special scanning goggles and a jetpack, so you can fly around. You don't keep these when you go out, so you need to keep that in mind. But let's dig down. Although I won't be here for long because it is becoming nighttime, which I will need to head back. Okay, so I got a fair amount of copper ore, which I can turn into copper ingots, which is a good thing, especially because when you sort of go to sleep, it counts the amount of time it goes to the next day, which I absolutely like, because it would have sucked if you still have to wait. Ooh. I never saw that happen before. And it's nice to sort of have at least a good amount of wood, a good amount of stone, just a good amount of resource, just to at least get you further into the story. But let us sleep for the next day. Alright, now before I continue, I want to point out something in just a little bit. Let's turn up the music volume for a second. And let's turn the let's turn off the editing music off for a moment. So, this music that I'm playing, the music that's playing right now, and the music's fantastic. I will have to give props to, of course, the music of this game, but the music in this particular room, it reminds me of playing Paddington Bear on the PlayStation 2, because my cousin had a PlayStation 2 and Paddington Bear as a game, and for some reason this music reminds me of that game because of its because I guess it's just its tone with just the peaceful tone of it, I reckon. I could be wrong about that. Yeah, so the day and month cycles, it sort of works similar towards Stardew Valley, where the months are basically the seasons, you know. So you have I think it's what do we have here? We are in spring, I think. So spring, summer, autumn, winter, I think that's right. But the general idea is that you have the days, and then you have the months that are the seasons, and then of course you have the years. Alright, so we got some more copper bars. I shall take a U. And we swap that. Ooh. All talk a piece. So there's just like little bits and pieces here and there that you could do throughout this game. Alright, and grinder obtained. You could just do little bits and pieces here and there. It gives this game such a good amount of playable and replay values. That's really one thing of sort of putting it. So let's put you here. Now, what do I need? So I need 2 pieces of copper to make copper wheels. Okay, well, I'll wait for a few more hours for those ingots to smelt. And let's get some more wood. And of course, as you sort of go throughout the game, you'll of course get better recipes to construct, like better workstations, better smelters, better weapons, better equipment. Like, this is really like it's basically a mixture of things. It's like RPG elements, resource management elements, farming elements, because there is farming, because you can farm animals and food, but like this, and building elements. Like, there are just so many little elements here and there that just makes this game like more fun, I reckon. But I have to give credit to Fufu for finding and actually playing this game, because this is just it is actually a fun game. I really do like it because it's different. Like, along with Stardew Valley, you know, it's a peaceful kind of game that's relaxing because it has a good amount of relaxing value. I need to play more of the PC version when I get a chance, but it's a good thing I have a Switch version, because if I'm ever out and about and I want to play this game, then I can play it on the Switch, as well as Stardew Valley and many other games, because that's the best part about the Switch. So a lot of the star icons that you see on the mini-map here, they indicate little quest icons, or sort of like quest objectives to go to. So for example, good day builder. Oh dear, a data disk. You know what this is? Of course, this is what the ancients used to store information on their technologies back in the age of corruption. It is highly dangerous because there's a chance there's a little item here could contain the blueprint of world destruction. It can't be that bad, right? You what? 18? 19? The Age of Darkness is probably just another fairy tale story to you, right? When I was young, my great-grandmother shared her first-hand account on the same time before Peach, the time when folks in ruins underground lived in ruins underground. She went days without food. Everybody fought each other over okay. So there's like little bits of like details that you can sort of learn about the backgrounds of the town, sort of the history of Portia, or Portia again. So in this case, of course, you have Lee here, who basically doesn't like the fact that a lot of these data disks, of course, have technologies that he finds that could be dangerous. So basically, he wants to sort of decrease the amount of technology that still continues to be around in Portia. But there is another character which I know in my PC experience that basically wants to sort of learn and study all these data disks. Because the best part about it is that the data disks can actually help you get crafting recipes for better equipment, which is something that I definitely do need as I progress through the game, because like workbench here, grinder here, smelter here, in all honesty, is not enough for building like some of the better, big constructions as you progress through the game. So what do we need to build a chest, actually? That's one question. Chest. Wooden chest, here we go. I need 20, perfect. I just need to build one for the time being. Put you over here. There we go, okay. So let's put this chest over in between here. Now, one of the cool things about the chest system in this game is that you can look into this chest, but you can look into many other... So you have, of course, all of the main chests on this side, but if you have more chests lying about in your across your house, inside your house, around your house, etc., you could basically go back and forth between those chests and continue to sort out and manage all of your equipments and all the findings that you get, which is very handy, because as time goes on, yeah, you will be getting a lot of resources here and there, which will be helpful, but it can be a curse at times, especially at this stage when you look at your inventory space. You don't have enough space to start off with, which I kind of remember if I have the right... I'm trying to think. If I have like a extended backpack or something, I need to do some look into that. If we just wait a couple more minutes, then we can get that ingot. And then we can make 3 of those copper discs. Or copper blades, I think it was. And done. And of course, all the stuff that you do gives you XP, which I'll show you how the XP system works. I keep pressing plus to think that will go into my inventory menu. Okay, so your character... So this is your character stuff right here. So right now I have not spent any of my skill points as of yet, but as you progress through the game and as your character levels up, right now I'm level 4 in this case, you'll be given skill points to, of course, add to your skill tree. So let's look at this for example. So the giver, increase the chance to receive 1 to 2 additional relationship points after gifting by 20%. So that means is that if you gift someone a present, pretty much, then you'll get more points to increase their your relationship status. Yes. Or in combat, for example, let's see, dash. Endurance usage decreases by 3 per second when sprinting. So if I sprint, which I'll show you the sprint meter, which is right there. So it'll decrease a lot faster when you have that sort of a skill unlocked. And you can increase the skills up over time. But just to sort of quickly recap, if we look at the skill meter, doesn't that remind you of something? It reminds me of Breath of the Wild and Skyward Sword's stamina meter, because it's circular, which I find pretty cool. Like, it has like little elements that remind you of other games. But I'm going to end the episode off here because as much as I do want to continue exploring around, this is one of those kind of games where I would usually play just on my own, just on my own experience. But this game would be good to like play a live stream with. A live stream on. It's the same with Stardew Valley, of course. I've only done 1 episode of Stardew Valley, and I reckon it's the same with this game. It's one of those kind of relaxing games that it's nice to relax to a game like this and just like explore this amazing world, gather resources, do some constructions, start up a farm or anything like that. It's just an amazing game. But if you do want to see more of my time at Portia or Portia, again, however you want to pronounce it, that's entirely up to you, then let me know in the comments below. I will see what I can do and see what kind of other stuff I can show around. But that has been the game. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then click the like button, click the subscribe button for more videos sending away. Until then, this is Let's Play My Time at Portia. I'm Link from Leeds, Australia. Lay 'em out.